Hello, this is Deanna Herron, and welcome to the Deanna Herron Podcast Show. On today's podcast, I'm going to speak to you directly about stepping into your greatness. This is a topic that I love so much because I think most of us hold ourselves back. So I can't wait to share that topic with you. If you've not had a chance to listen to last week's episode 23, I talk all about how we can overcome that fear of what other people think. So I would love for you to listen to that and give me your opinion. I'd always love to hear from you. So let's get into today's podcast. I'm going to share with you my story. So being very vulnerable about me personally stepping into my greatness. And so many years ago, I've shared with you guys that I was stepping out into entrepreneurship. My husband and I were stepping out into real estate, which is something that's so out of our comfort zones. And I knew nothing about either one of those industries. And it was very scary, but I was willing to do the work. I was willing to do whatever it took to get out there, learn real estate, learn entrepreneurship. I was willing to make the mistakes. I was willing to be okay of stepping into that fear because on the other side of that, I knew that there was something so big that my husband and I were supposed to do. I knew it. I could feel it. And it's just like in last week's podcast, I told you I heard the voice, that voice inside your soul that says you're made for more. So on my journey, there were several times on my journey where I would pull back just a little bit. I would step into the activity that I needed to do. I would step into learning more, step into the fear zone. And I wasn't necessarily seeing the results. So I would pull back on my journey, but there was that something inside of me that kept me going, and it was my why did I want to do something different? It was because I knew that there was something different out there for my family. I could be a part of my children's life, be a part of my husband's life. He was traveling, he was a collegiate volleyball coach, and he was on the road constantly. I was working 50 to 60 hours a week, and I was at home with the kids when he was gone. So I knew that there was more out there that could bring us together, what I envisioned as that family union, that family unit. And so I kept going on my journey because that's what I saw. I saw that why. I had a goal, and this goal was big. It was huge, but I had a goal for myself that I wanted to become the person that I was created to be. And I set this goal out there and I thought, you know what? I want to know what it takes on the journey to be a seven-figure income earner. A seven-figure income earner. I want to be that person who's able to earn seven figures a year. And that was my goal. And I made it really, really big by the age of 40. Okay. So I know you guys think I'm 23, but by the age of 40, that was my goal. But I want to tell you, I had this tug, this push and this pull, push and this pull. And, part of it was I was wanting to go into that scary area, and part of it I was pulling myself back. And I don't know if you've ever experienced that in your life, but there were many times when I just said, you know what, I just don't think that I can become this person that can be a seven-figure a year income earner. I just don't know that I can become this person. It's hard. This is so hard. And so there were times when I said, you know what? I think I'm going to quit. I'm just going to go back to that comfortable place of knowing what I earn every week. I get that paycheck, it's steady. I'm just going to go back to that place because this is hard. I'm tired. Our life is crazy. So I'm just going to go back to that status quo. Now, don't get me wrong. My job wasn't status quo, but I knew that I was called for something more. And so I was willing to settle. Something happened during that time that absolutely changed the trajectory of my life and my husband's life. And it was someone said to me, "You have come too far. Do not quit this journey. Do not quit this journey." And you guys, there was this fire in my belly that began. And I thought, you know what? They're right. I put in so much work. And just because I'm not seeing the results right now, That doesn't mean that there's not things that are happening underground. I don't know if you've ever heard the story of the Chinese bamboo tree. Very, very popular story. But the Chinese bamboo tree, it starts, you can't even see. When you get one and you're trying to grow one, you can't even see it above soil. Now we're told you have to water it every single day. So you have to water that bamboo tree that's wanting to sprout every single day, and you see nothing, nothing, no sprouts, no movement, nothing. And so you have to be consistent and water that bamboo tree every single day without seeing anything. I'm going to ask you a question. Would you be willing to continue to do that when you're not seeing any results, not a sprout, not a movement in the soil, nothing, but continue to water it? Because in your mind, there's self-doubt that comes up and you're thinking to yourself, I've overwatered it, too much sun exposure, I've ruined it, it's not growing, so I'm just going to give up, right? But here's what happens with that Chinese bamboo tree. After you've watered it consistently, 5 years into that journey, you see this humongous Chinese tree. And so you're not seeing anything for 5 years. 5 years. And I want to ask you, are you willing to set out on a journey and do it consistently when you're not seeing the results to get results in 5 years? Would you be willing to do that? When I set out on my journey, I gave myself 7. I don't know why that number was 7 years, but it was that just stuck in my head. And I thought, man, if I can do this within 7 years, that was my goal. 7 years to earn 7 figures. I will do this for 7 years. I'll do whatever it takes. And so, you guys, I just had this moment of insanity where I said I wanted to quit, but I got back up there. I'm going to tell you that your journey to your greatness, whatever your goal is, your goal may be to lose weight. Your goal may be to be in the best shape you've ever been in your entire life. Your goal may be to run a marathon. I don't know what your goal is or what that greatness is within you, but you do. And it's consistency that's key. You don't learn how to run a marathon in a day. It happens over and over and over. A business is not successful in a day. It's what you do over and over. So consistency is the key. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's time. It is time for you to step into your greatness right now. Right now, it's time. My husband is a coach for the U.S. Paralympic team, and he's going to get to travel this year and be a part of that. His background is he coached collegiate volleyball. And so this was, something natural for him to go into. And so I've got this gold medalist on my mind because that's what my husband, that's what they're shooting for, is a gold medal. And I want you to know, you guys, you're a gold medalist. You are a gold medalist. And so the question that I want to ask you is, why are you only reaching for bronze? Why are you only reaching for bronze? Because you were created for gold. I'm going to tell you the difference between a gold medalist and a bronze medalist. The difference is a slight difference in their commitment, a slight difference in their effort. That's the difference between bronze and gold. So if you're not getting what you want, can you add just a little more effort? I remember back in the day when Michael Phelps was competing in swimming, and I don't remember the number, but it was like a split of a split second. The difference of gold medal and silver, gold medal and bronze. It was a difference, but you know why he got the gold medal? It's because there was a slight difference in his level of commitment. He may have gotten up 30 minutes earlier to train. He may have eaten a little more carbs for 2 weeks. Who knows? But there was a difference in the level of commitment and effort. So I want to ask you, can you do a little bit more? Can you step it up? Step it up. Can you keep yourself from pulling back on doing what you need to do when things get tough or when you're not seeing the results. This is the key. This is the key because we pull back when we're not seeing the results. But remember, everything is happening underground. While you're doing what you need to do to be successful, the roots are growing, just like the Chinese bamboo tree. We couldn't see what was happening underground, but it was building roots. It was actually growing. It was building stability so that it could grow massively after 5 years. And so that's the key, is not pulling back when you don't see results. And so I want to encourage you guys, step up into who you are created to be. Step up. I want you right now to envision being on that gold medal stand, being on that gold medal stand. So if you're not driving, I want you to actually close your eyes. And I want you to visualize yourself, whatever it is, if it's finishing that marathon, envision that. Visualize yourself finishing that marathon. If it is something in your business that you want to achieve, something in your career that you want to achieve, I want you to visualize it right now. Visualize it. How does it feel? What does it look like? Visualize your version of a gold medal. So with your eyes closed, I want you to have your shoulders back with confidence, stomach in, abs in, chin parallel to the floor. This comes back to my yoga teaching days. And take a deep breath in. Take a nice deep breath in. Visualize yourself stepping up to the gold medal platform. Like I said, whatever that gold medal is for you, whatever that is, visualize it. Everyone's cheering for you. Everyone's cheering because you have just achieved something that you have been going for years. A gold medalist doesn't achieve a gold medal that day. A gold medalist achieves the gold medal 4 to 5 to 6 years before. So the crowd is going wild. All of that work that you have done, how do you feel when you're standing on that gold medal platform? How do you feel? I'm going to ask you, is there a voice in your head that's speaking right now to you? Listen to that voice, because that voice is powerful. Is it telling, no, this woman, Deanna Herron's crazy. I am not a gold medalist. I will never achieve that. I can't even visualize that. What is she talking about? Are you doubting yourself? Are you feeling unworthy? Do you feel that you don't have what it takes? I'm going to tell you right now, this voice does not serve you. It doesn't serve you. I had that voice in my head for many years. And there's still times when I have to talk to that voice and go, Deanna, no, you have value. No, you have value. You have greatness. You have something to add to this world. And I'm going to tell you right now that that voice in your head that is doubting you and telling you you don't have what it takes to be a gold medalist, it's not serving you. That voice is keeping you very small, very small. That voice is stealing your dreams, and it's time to get rid of that voice in your head. It's time. So, are you ready? Let's get rid of that voice. Are you ready? So keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. Take a nice deep breath in. Now I want you to exhale all of that self-doubt out. Let it out, all the way out. Open your eyes, stand up. Take another deep breath. I want you to tell that voice right now, I'm taking over from here. I'm taking over from here. And I want you to say this out loud. I am in control. I'm in control. You are not the voice of me. I'm in control of my future. You're not the voice of me. I'm in control. Say it as loud as you can. Wherever you are, if you're in your car, speak it out loud. Look at that person next to you that's driving and tell them, I'm in control. I am totally in control. This voice is no longer controlling me. because it's not serving you. It's keeping you from your greatness. It is keeping you from that gold medal. So let's do this. I am your biggest fan. I know that I know that I know that you are created for greatness. And I know that sometimes that voice can completely take over. You're in control. You're in control. Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast, you guys. It would mean the world to me if you would rate, review, and subscribe to my podcast. If you have seen value in this podcast, share it with your family and friends. There are so many women who need to know their value, so many women that need that attaboy, you can do this, cheering them on to their goal. And so share this podcast and write a review. That would mean the world to me. You can go to my Instagram, send me a message, tell me what you want to hear on this podcast. This was actually something that someone said they wanted to hear. And so I'm sharing it with you today. So at Deanna Herron is my Instagram handle, and just DM me. I'd love to hear from you. I want to invite you to be a part of my private Facebook group. It's called Deanna's Diamonds. It's a group of incredible, powerful women who seek to improve themselves. And we share tips on family, on business, entrepreneurship, fears, doubts, and so forth. And I would love for you to join us. So go to my website, deannaherron.net, and just request to be a part of Deanna's Diamonds. I would love to see you in there. Next week, join me for an episode on how you can become a more disciplined person. And it's how you can become. Most people think that we are born disciplined. I want to teach you how to create discipline in your life. I believe in you. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week. God bless.